Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? I was kind of just looking at different petroglyphs around the world and the ones that were around me, actually around me. And I was starting to notice a certain pattern. And we can see that these, okay, like here's a great example of the ground being different, and maybe that's like a black burn scar mark on the mountain. But what I was also starting to notice is that, petroglyphs are carved on rocks and they scrape off the top surface. And I don't know if you have a, what do they call that when they check the age of something? Uh, Carbon dated. Because that's, which, now listen, oh, it clicks. So they go ahead and they take this rock that's got a bunch of burnt carbon on it and they scratch in petroglyphs. But we don't know how old they are because you and I don't have a carbon dating machine. Even if they were 100% accurate, we don't have one. So it's always being left to what the scientists or the trained, educated people tell us. We're not allowed to use our eyes and try to figure it out ourselves. But now that our eyes are differently opened, as this plasma spin on top. And what I was going to show is that you see how this rock's got the black marks on it with the carvings on it? And I started to notice in that pattern that, look at here how, what did I do? You see how this rock is all burnt and black and not here, and it's been cracked? Like, let's say if a lightning bolt came down and broke this rock and scarred it black. That's where they're putting these plasma signs at. I mean, that's just how I'm seeing it. They're not on, they don't do these carvings. Well, here's one that kind of contradicts what I'm saying. This is a, sandstone type of an area. I don't see burn marks around here. This wasn't even the pictures that I was really going to try to show. I mean, plasma arc. I mean, these things definitely are making way more sense now that we can see things just differently. Just differently. But see how the rock's broken. These are the ones that are right by me. This is the one that's right next to me. Oh, I guess that's not the one. These are the ones that are right here next to me. But again, you see how that rock's been broken and it's fried on the inside and not the outside? And if you took a boulder and you broke the boulder, it's not dark on the inside like that. It's light like that. When you scratch off the surface, it's light. So if a boulder was broken in half and it's now black, and they tell us it's just carbon dating of the age, but look on the back side of the rock, it's not black and aged. Right? And that's where they're carving it, is on these black burn marks. Another great example. Maybe we just looked at that. But you see, they're doing it on where the rock has been broken and sheared. And what kind of a force would be required to break a rock in half? And as I was going and looking at the ones that I was looking at, I got to go to a place that had just thousands and thousands and thousands. It was just a canyon wall. And it was just up and down, and you could climb up to the top, and that's. But it was, it was always on the parts where the rocks had been broken and fallen off, and there'd be these flat, sheer surfaces that were black and easy. And then that's the hourglass Michael was talking about as a plasma discharge. And again, it's on a black surface rock. Broken, black surface. All these rocks around here are not. And this one's been burnt. How does a burnt rock just end up in the middle of all of them? Again, a black, flat surface rock that's been broken, fried. This rock's out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe like it just got blasted off the mountain and ended up down on the ground. I don't know. I'm just sitting there showing how, definitely that plasma discharge. Well, anyways, okay, well, there we go. These will always be told the scientists and the professionals have always told us these are, at best, because they're so lay for the layman. Oh, we believe that that's their spiritual gods. Really? Dang, man, I'd be afraid to death to pray to a God that looks like that. I would be afraid of death to pray to a God like that. But again, we can see that this rock has been burnt black or something, and they scratch off the surface of the burn mark on the rock and leave a plasma-looking signature. Again, the rock has been broken. They do it on the broken rocks. On the broken, flat, broken rocks. Here's a rock in its natural state that's been broken and fried black. And when they scrape off the black, it goes back to the original color of the rock. What is causing all these rocks to be burnt? Is it just a campfire, and then after they left the campfire, they decided to leave these carvings? It looks like a burnt rock around a bunch of white. I know it's not a very good picture of it. Black rock scrapings on a flat surface. A rock that's been broken in half, that's been scraped, leaving plasma discharge lookings on rocks that have been broken. Rocks that are flat and been broken and sheared and have black burn marks on them. Black burn marks. When you scrape the black off of it, it goes back to its natural color of the rock. What caused all these rocks to be burnt, and then what would cause people to go ahead and then do, like, see these devil horned ones? I mean, it was so easy for us to be tricked saying it was just devil gods and that type of stuff, right? But when we now look at the plasma discharge signatures, they have devil horns on them. That's cool. I haven't been there. I'm only like 6 or 7 miles from this place, and can you believe I haven't gone here? And I haven't been to that place yet. But again, burnt, flat, brown, black marks. Look at that black marks. Anyway, that's a long enough video. I'm sure I've got my point across. There's no need to keep on going, trying to just repeat the same thing of flat, burnt marks with lightning bolts on it. With lightning bolts. They say it's a snake, and maybe it is a snake. Maybe it is a snake. Doesn't a snake look like a lightning bolt? Or doesn't a lightning bolt look like a snake? And that looks like a big old rock flying down with lightning bolts coming down. I mean, you can make up your own stories however you want. I get it. But they're on these black burnt mark canyon walls. Black burnt rock scraped off to its natural color. What's caused these rocks to be burnt and then sheared? It is obviously some sort of a strong, I mean, look at that's the plasma. When the plasma starts to spin, it looks just like that. The two arms and 2 legs on the side and the 2 horns on top with the pole going up and down all the way through. And that's exactly what it looks like on a rock that's been, most likely, in my opinion and theory at this particular moment, a lightning bolt came down, kapat, broke a stone in half, and then they carved these things on there to show the evidence of how this has happened. Maybe, maybe not. That's the best part about doing your own research instead of following blindly. Because when you follow blindly, you might think that the only thing that's important is politics. And politics might be trying to hide what's coming. Like the environment changing that's right in front of your face. They say it's global warming and man. But maybe it's Jesus Christ in the